having frames. That's wonderful. I did it. I'm sorry for all the social media spam and everything else. Oh boy, that's so much better. And of course now, I barely even have time to stream. But that's life, huh? Alright. Jeez, that was super annoying. I'm really happy now that we have the score up on screen, which is like super exciting. So you can see what I'm working on and you can see where I go. Like this. I should get a stylus. How am I gonna do that, for instance? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Right now, I'm just making sure parts work for this arrangement I'm working on of the Concerto de Aranjuez for my group Mobius Trio. Two other guys who play guitars just like this. So the top line that you can see, how should I do this? Here is, that's the solo guitar part. That's just like when you kind of are a guitarist and you know the Concerto de Aranjuez, you're like, oh yeah. When it's playing at the beginning, and then the other two parts are the orchestra part of the concerto arranged for the other two guitars, and that's where stuff is really, really tricky. And you can see the bottom part is for a 7-string guitar. The middle part, I'm kind of deciding whether it's going to be for a 7-string guitar or not. This is a 6-string, obviously, but I have access to a 7-string, and I'm having this crazy 8-string built right now, which is like totally amazing, and I'm super excited about it. So yeah, so we're basically just playing through. I'm just going to play through kind of the parts and make sure they work. Honestly, actually, one thing I might switch to in a minute is I should be doing this on 7-string so that I can check the bottom part better. Yeah, and at rehearsal tomorrow, the three of us are going to kind of play through this and go through this and kind of see what works and what doesn't. And like, I can already see that, for instance, in here, there's probably going to be some restriking that we have to do to make sure that it works. Of like, okay, first he's going to play these big B's and then like an octave lower. But like, that note is already essentially inaudible. So, you know, yeah. We'll kind of go through that tomorrow. I'm not worrying about fixing all of the problems in the world at the moment. So, yeah, I gotta fix my social media settings on all this stuff. Oh well, getting distracted. Okay, so, at the beginning, I know the guitar part works, because that's the normal Aranjuez guitar part, and then we've got, or I'll probably play it here. That melody that you probably know well. I've never really learned this before, so apologies. Works, it's playable. I didn't play it well because I was sight reading it, but that's the idea. In what I'm imagining is for the third part, they're going to basically hit this. I wish I had a different way to do this. Maybe I'll figure something out. They're going to hit that bass note as an open bass note, and then they're going to go do a tremolo, and then they'll hit the E's, which should be the 7th fret for them. Yeah, this is exactly the time when I should get out my 7-string to work on it, but they'll go. So that should work. I'll check the bass notes in a minute on 7 string, just to make sure, because I think for these bass notes right here, I think they should be able to do them kind of like power chords on the bottom 2 strings, because I know that this F sharp here is going to be at the 9th fret for them on that, so they can do it with this B. So we'll double check that in a minute to make sure, but I'm fairly certain that works. And then we get to rehearsal A, where the guitar is going and doing that whole thing that everybody knows and that we don't have to check over because, duh, it works. It's like the most famous guitar part ever. And then the bass will just be the 7-string player playing octaves, pizzicato, so that'll obviously work. And then the middle part, what I had kind of envisioned for this, because these are these tremolo strings that are like muted, is something like. And then. So that's cool, I'm pretty sure that works. All that. Now we're up to B, which is where I made that circle before. Yeah, so again, we never, it's kind of boring, but we're never gonna check on the guitar part for part 1, the top part that you see here. We're like never gonna have to check on that because it works. It's the solo guitar part from the Concerto de Aramis. So we're being boring. We're only checking parts 2 and 3. And here I remember I did some kind of gymnastics with these bass notes to make it work, because originally, oops, what did I do? Originally, these 2 bass notes would have gone down here, you know, just to keep them in the same part as this bass note. But it was kind of annoying to play these while the 7-string, the guitar 3 player was playing. That was a little bit annoying to have a G, which would be, actually, it's kind of doable though. I might move these back. I might do, oops. So bad at drawing arrows with my finger. Guys, remind me to get a stylus next time I'm doing this, please. So I might do that. That way the guitar 2 person can concentrate on these tremolo notes here. Or actually it starts at an F sharp. My thumb is pretty heavy on those right now, so and that is partially just being out of practice for tremolo, and partially having a giant thumbnail, as you can see. So it's possible we do something like. It's possible we do something like that. It's possible we do something. Either way, we shall see. But that part works for sure. And then, yeah, it's really a matter of making sure that the 3rd guitar part works. It's also possible that all of the bass notes could get moved into guitar 2 who's playing the tremolo. So this is like section B, I guess, is, let's circle this as the biggest question mark so far. This is what we'll kind of really review with the guys at rehearsal tomorrow night. Okay, part C. We've got another one of guitar 2 doing this. Just moving between pretty simple chord shapes. Pretty simple, like I said. And then And maybe at 4D it goes. It kind of does a soft landing into a tremolo. Sorry, I'm talking about right here. Maybe it does a soft landing there, just to make the texture work a little bit better. And obviously part 3's part is super duper simple here. So we don't even have to go over that. Great, C works, awesome. We did it. Good work, everyone. We accomplished things. Okay, that's the sound of distraction. And I think, if I'm correct here, 4D might be a spot where I modified the guitar part. So there's actually a way that we can check that. We can do this. Oops. Bloop, 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 bloop. We can go, now you're peeking into the, behind the curtain of like where I keep all my music, and you can see how great my organization system is by the fact that there are 17 items under no composers. I'm so organized. Okay, so if we go to the same section, yeah, okay. So these, let me show you what I mean. I had a feeling this was the case. So these two measures here are apart, and you can see how grossly disorganized it is in the way that I wrote it. This is a rough copy. Where we bumped a couple of the orchestral lines into the guitar part to make the parts work for guitars 2 and 3. So yeah, let's check guitars 2 and 3. Where guitar 2 kind of comes out of this tremolo, and then it's got, it does that, that's all pretty simple, and then it goes. Okay, that's all good, and then let's see. I have no idea how guitar 3 would finger this right now, so I'm just hacking my way through it. Yep, that all works. This doubling right here, oops, right here, I'm curious how that's gonna sound. If maybe probably we'll have one of the guitarists go like really dark, and the other go, depending on whether they're playing the clarinet part, the oboe part, the violins. You know, we can use the palette of colors available to guitarists to make that work. And then let's see, continue on guitar 3. Cool, and then, okay, he's got these chords where we go to the major, not really major, but when we've got the B in the bass, it's got that kind of major feel. Okay, let's keep going. We've got a tremolo. And again, we'll kind of figure out how guitar 2 is going to play that tremolo, because playing is like okay, but we'll figure that out in a minute. We've got these chords in guitar 3, so let's see, we've got, he loves parallelism. It's a good way of writing for the guitar. Parallelism is good. Okay, so that all works, and then we double that chord. Not positive about this doubling. Here, again, these are things we have to like see how they will sound in real life. Where, like, technically the orchestra has 2 sets of instruments that double that, but these are 2 of the same instrument, so doubling may be just inherently less interesting. Or it could really work. And I can't presume to totally know the difference. Okay, So let's keep going here. In guitar 2, right after the circle I made. Let's see. We have basically the same idea, and one thing I'm doing that you can probably see is that I'm switching things up, where like first guitar 3 gets this idea, and then in the next part, guitar 2 gets the exact same idea. So that's something that's really intentional so that we can pass the parts around throughout the ensemble. Let's see, and then we've got the next set of chords. All this great parallelism. This is all good. Oh, and then those chords between, watch what happens from here to the beginning of the next page. Those chords get passed. So let's see. This is high. What note is that? At 6F we arrive, and the chords have been passed. Oh. That'll be a playable part. It's hard to sight read triads up above the 12th fret, but I have every confidence that that's going to be a playable part. And then bo 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 bo. We've got an open D, so that's going to be 5th fret. But really, the 3rd fret, it's really confusing on the extended range 7 string to remember exactly where the bass notes are, because it's as if it's another B string, even though it's tuned to A. Still not totally used to arranging for 7 string, as you can see. Okay, cool. Let's see. So we've got a 3rd fret bass note, and we're gonna go. And that'll work depending on where he plays that. All these chords are gonna work. This is the and if let's see, I guess this is gonna be another big part to look at in rehearsal, just to kind of see how this all sounds together. Also, the sound of distraction, you're going to get to know it well if you watch me stream. Every once in a while that just starts coming out of the guitar because my brain is wandering. Alright, let's see. We can check over, let's do one guitar part at a time, even though I think the interesting part about section 6 here is going to be the interplay. So we left off at like this F natural D, this D minor chord. Ooh. I don't know, 8 VAs might not work that well here, because 8 VAs are nice above the 12th fret, because you can go, oh, D minor. But then when you shift down to something like, oh, never mind, I'm crazy. It goes to that. No, it doesn't. It goes to, there we go. That sounded too weird. Okay. Again, reading chords above the 12th fret. Clearly I'm amazing at it. And then C natural, wow. We go to here, and then an E flat. and G string on my guitar, guys. I don't have to read it up really in really high positions. True. Yeah, that's all doable. Ooh, the spacing here sucks. Friggin' Sibelius. It's a good, useful program for stuff, but I am not the world's greatest Sibelius expert. Okay. So 6F, all of guitar 2 works. Now we get to check guitar 3, which just starts out right here. Oh, well, actually, it starts out right here with some stuff I need to figure out. Okay, so, oh, I did figure that out. Duh, that's what I was doing before I got distracted. Now we just have to work on the chords that are circled on that middle line. Okay. That all looks doable. My guess is that Mason's just going to be able to kind of sight read those chords because he's good at guitar. Let's just keep making assumptions. Everybody likes doing that, right? Let's go up to these chords here. So we've got that, I believe that's an A flat up there, right? Yeah, A flat, and then a D, and then a B. So we've got, and then, oh boy. And now the real question is this chord right here. Is that a chord that you can play on the guitar? All right. Because, yeah, I think I'm gonna switch over to 8 VAs. Make a little note of that. Isn't my handwriting amazing, guys? Isn't it like the coolest? Oh, that's really funny. I'm glad that you guys are getting my Hangouts notifications from my friend. As I said earlier, my social, I have like automatic social media notifications that get pushed out when I press the start streaming button. And as you may have noticed, I had a lot of technical difficulties earlier, so I kept stopping and restarting the stream, and it sucks. I feel really bad for just like blowing up my social media feeds, probably ruining my algorithms. No one's ever going to listen to the stream again. You know, it's rough. It's hard out here. Okay, we're going to use 8 VAs. Now let's double check this chord at measure 35 that I just circled. Is that B, A? Let's see. It's really hard to count ledger lines when it's this small. Okay, so this is why I'm going to switch over to 8 VAs. Okay, so B, D. No, okay, great. It's not it's G, F, B. Okay, so can I do a G, an F? Yeah, it's technically possible. So these. Oh, cool. I'm so glad you guys get to read all my notifications on my iPad. I really have to fix that. I did just get some good news, though. That's what that email was. A video of a cool thing that we did is coming out, so I'll definitely be posting that. So we've got that. And then we've got the same. We've got those two chords, and then. So there are various things that need to be written in here, like fixed spacing. I really need a stylus, guys. Oops. Right, and really kind of making sure that this section, this passage works. Luckily, guitar 3, starting at measure 35. That should all work pretty easily. Okay, so 6F, that's one of our big question mark spots. Okay, you know what? We're on to 8. I think this is where we may break off our work for today and continue on tomorrow because it's lunchtime and I spent most of my streaming time today trying to fix technical stuff and destroying my social media feed. So yeah, really sincere apologies for the short stream and for the technical difficulties and all that stuff. Oh, I'm so curious though. As soon as I say that, I'm so contrarian that as soon as I was like, I should stop now, I look at this next section, 8H, and I'm like, I really want to check out and make sure that works. But no. Gotta know when to quit. Gotta know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to midnight, hold them. Maybe those are 2 different songs. Okay. Thank you for watching the stream, everybody who watched it. I'll see you guys next time.